So first of all, thanks everybody for joining us today. I'm really excited to do our second mastermind, real estate investing mastermind of the year. Today, we're hoping to record all of the breakout rooms, which we did not do last time. So that will be great because we'll be able to share different information with everybody that missed a certain breakout room. The way that this is going to go is I'm going to present for about half an hour, and then we're going to do breakout rooms for probably also about a half an hour. Now, when I say half an hour, it ends up being a little longer because I'm going to introduce all of my amazing guests and give them a minute to say hello. 1 minute, okay, guys, and then we're going to ring a bell or something. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to ring a bell and make everybody go quiet. And oh, look at that, my friend Thomas just joined us. So I'm going to also make some quick introductions of some of our special guests. And if I miss you because I can't see you because I don't have everybody on my screen, please jump out and say something. Say, Lauren, you missed me and I'm here and you asked me to come or whatever, because no, I'm far from perfect. Okay. Just ask my brother, he'll tell you. So, or my kid, that's a whole other story. Okay, we won't go down that road. That would start a whole rabbit hole. We'll stay focused for today. So, I am going to get started by sharing my screen, I think. Yeah, I'm going to share my screen. So, hi everybody, I'm Lauren Cohen, cross-border lawyer, realtor, and investment strategist. And I'm getting a call from Toronto, probably somebody looking for the link, and so they always start right as the event is about to start. So, and now I'm having somebody in the, sorry, just give me a second here because I want to make sure that nobody misses out. So as I mentioned, I'm Lauren Cohen, cross-border lawyer, realtor, and investment strategist, and we are here to do our second real estate investing mastermind of the year. And it's our last free one. So no more freebies other than our masterclass, which we always do once a month. But this mastermind is kind of unique because we have a lot of amazing partners of ours here with us, and I'm going to introduce each of them to you. They're literally from all around the world, which is kind of cool. And I really want to thank them for joining us and for being our partners, because we could not do what we do without our partners. So first, of course, you know, I'm the lawyer. I have to make the disclaimer that none of the information that we're presenting should be relied upon as legal or financial or investment advice. It's just general information being shared with you for the benefit of having you gain some knowledge about cross-border investing and how to do it, but we are not giving any specific advice and we will not be answering specific questions. We cannot do that in the scope of this webinar. We will be giving you, throughout the event and also in the breakout rooms, we will be giving you a link to schedule some time with our team and with individuals that are working with us, but we can't share that or provide you with direct answers to some questions here. We did receive a lot of questions in advance. Victoria, please do me a favor and post those toward the end of when I'm chatting because I forgot to grab them, or you can ask them. But I will tell you that, again, some of the questions that we received in advance were very specific and we can't answer them in a general setting. I could get in big trouble. So have your cameras on, ask a lot of questions, and take notes, please. And how can you benefit from our shared experience? Well, let's start by meeting our partners. First is Mike and Leanne Nicholson. I think Leanne is busy at the moment, probably writing a mortgage. They are real estate investors. I think I met Mike and Leanne. Can we feature them in the speaker? Can we feature them? Can they come to the top? You guys know what I'm saying? Because I'm not. I got it. So Mike and Leanne and I met, I think, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago. It feels like literally a lifetime ago. Canadians investing in both Canada and the US. They invest in multiple states. They're licensed mortgage agents in Canada. They coach clients investing in both countries. And they own 3 properties in Ontario, 4 in Michigan, and 1 in Orlando, Florida, which we helped them to purchase. And actually Zoe helped them to finance, and Zoe's on this call too. So they've been investing since 2017, and they've used a variety of other people's money strategies for all but 1 property. Mike, can you say hello real briefly?
Yeah, for sure. So Leanne will be here later on. She wanted to make sure to be for the breakout room. She said the introduction, I could handle that. Okay. So we're mortgage agents. She's working on of course, we have 3 live mortgage files right now. As Lauren mentioned, We also run a coaching program, coaching clients, helping out, clients who want to invest, in the US. And we have a ton of experience with OPM strategies alongside of a lot of the people in the group who help with the creative financing. So we're really excited to be here. We really appreciate, all of Lauren's support. And, we want to help other people to learn about investing in the US.
The right way.
I always say, why not invest where your money goes, 30 to 40% further when you bring it back to Canada? And I would say, who doesn't want to make US money?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So thanks, Mike. Thanks
Yes.
for always supporting us as well. So I'm glad. Why is it not going down? I don't know. Okay, wait, not going. Why is it not going? I'm doing something wrong with Corey. Okay, Carolyn Gallardo is, well, I don't even know where she's from these days, but officially she lives in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And I just made her a commitment yesterday that I will be in Calgary with her live in person in the summer toward the end of July, beginning of August. So if you are in Calgary, you can come and meet us in person. We're going to do something there, and we're going to go to a spa too, just saying. So I met Carolyn right at the beginning of COVID through a mutual colleague, Mike Wolf. Carolyn actually came to my event in Toronto and spent the day and evening with myself and my family, and it was just amazing. She and I are like literally best friends from another lifetime. And she has been a real estate investor for several years. She actually started by investing in Columbus, Ohio, and she made some serious mistakes because she wasn't guided by a cross-border team. And when she and I met, it was like instant chemistry, and we've been doing a lot of amazing things ever since. We built a business called Strategic REI, which helps Canadians mainly investing in US real estate to build a business around their real estate investing, whether for a visa or just for general purposes. And her mission is to share her knowledge with as many people as I can. And my one challenge with Carolyn is having to stop her from sharing too much knowledge, because she loves to give away everything. That's just her nature. That's just who she is. So Carolyn, just say hi if you would for a quick second.
Hi, everyone. I'm
That's
excited
quick.
to be here. I'm trying to be quick because, as Lauren knows, I'm happy to talk and share. So I'm happy to be here and excited to share this exciting program and opportunities that we have for everyone. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. Okay, why is it that every time I do something, it doesn't want to work? I'm doing something wrong, Victoria, help.
Lauren, just click outside in the gray area.
Okay, I'm just gonna go there, yeah. So Alana Katz, who's not here, and her husband Josh are lifestyle real estate investors. They were actually our first client with Strategic REI. They're our first client that signed up, and they're our first client that got their visa back in October. And there were some little hiccups, but as of a couple of weeks ago, actually, I think it was the day before I left for Toronto, Josh got the great news that everything's finally approved and all of the hiccups are over. And they live on the west coast of Florida. And even though I've never met them in person, I feel like we are family. They have a couple of short-term rentals that they have renovated and done amazing work. Josh is a plumber by training and license, and they've just done some really amazing work. They can see things that in a tear down that I certainly can't see. And they became full-time real estate investors after joining hands with us. So Josh, you want to say hi quickly, please?
Hey everyone, how's it going? I don't want to overshare, but I just got some really good news. Our appraisal for our one house came back $100,000 over what we were expecting. So today is a great day, and I'm happy to be here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you very
That's
much.
good. I like good news. All right, great. So Josh and we'll tell you about the breakout rooms in a minute, but Denise McManus, I met Denise through other people, okay? And literally Denise has been there for me, who's in the process of getting my own mortgage. Like, she answers the phone on Sundays, okay? And they call her the mortgage whisperer. So since they call me the Canadian whisperer, it's just, you can't help but for it to be a match. And she's just a wonderful wealth of information. And she finds solutions for foreign investors where others fall short, because as you know, getting a mortgage is not always easy for Canadians. So And by the way, I don't know if you know this, Denise, but I have a Cavapoo, so our dogs are related in some way, because she has a King Charles Cavalier and mine is a Cavapoo, which is that with a poodle, because I can't have anything that's not mixed with a poodle. So go ahead and say hi, Denise, if you would.
Hi, Lauren and everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to be here this morning. I am so glad that I was introduced to Lauren because I think this is an amazing opportunity for so many of you looking to become real estate investors in the US and help with your citizenship. We welcome all of you. There's a lot of great places in this country to invest, a lot of wonderful markets. And Lauren's correct. I have been dubbed the loan whisperer by my peers and referral partners because I tend to take on not such easy loans as other people would see them. And that's what I love doing. I really love finding the strategy and getting a loan done. So I appreciate being here.
Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad you could be here today. And Naomi. So Naomi felt, I'm going to say it wrong, so I'm just going to say Naomi. I met Naomi through a networking group in Israel, okay? And obviously well, not obviously since I'm in Israel all the time, but it was a virtual group. It was probably about, I don't know, 8 months ago, I want to say. And Naomi's in the UK. And I don't know what prompted us to connect after, but she reached out to me and I didn't even know half of the scope of what her amazing company does until about 3 weeks ago when I introduced her to a client and I go, wait a minute, you can do wires? So I called Carolyn. I'm like, Carolyn, I have the best news. We can do international wires and we don't have to bang our heads against the wall anymore because I'm constantly doing international wires to Canada. But now I also have Canadian accounts and everything's all resolved. But Clear Currency is amazing. They have wonderful, wonderful rates to transfer any currency almost into any other currency. They're currently working with a Botswanian client of ours. And on top of that, once you transfer your money or convert your money, they also do the wires at no additional charge. So it's an added service, which is amazing because people are constantly facing challenges with wires. So Naomi, you want to say hello?
Hi, yeah, thanks, Lauren. And it's a pleasure to be here and meet everybody. So as Laura mentioned, I'm based in the UK and Clear Currency are what we say on the tin. We help clients and businesses move their funds overseas. So when you've got your mortgage through Mike or your loans through Denise, you will need to transfer your funds at some point, and that's where we come in. So we can wire your funds. Well, you would wire your Canadian dollars to our Canadian dollar account, and then we would send the US dollars on to its destination in the US. So whether you're paying Lauren, whether you're buying a property, whether you're paying for other fees or general miscellaneous expenses, we can do all that process for you. You get someone to talk to. We're not robots, and we're here on hand to help with the entire process. So yeah, we're fully regulated and make it as safe and secure as possible for you.
Thank you. And thank you for being here. So I'm going to also quickly introduce Kevin. Kevin, do you want to come up to the podium? So Kevin Flanagan is a newer partner of mine. Although in reality, he's not really a newer partner. He's with EXP Commercial. And as most of you know, I'm the chair, well, as it says here, of the International Investment Committee for EXP Commercial. And I will tell you that Kevin probably should be called the lease whisperer because I had a client that was looking for a commercial lease in the Tampa area. Actually, we have two clients that were looking for commercial leases, one in the more like Sarasota area and one in the Tampa area. The second one decided to do it on their own. And the first one I said, okay, why don't you stop banging your heads against the wall? Let me introduce you to this guy. He came very, very highly recommended. And they signed the lease within, I don't know, 2 weeks. And they just closed on the lease and we're filing their petition for their visa today. So Kevin really finds solutions. He and his partner run a business brokerage side of their business as well. And I think that what we like about all of our partners is that they find creative solutions. Like Carolyn's coaching program is called Creative Real Estate Academy, and it's all about being creative, because if we are not creative, then our clients are not going to get the results that they want. So Kevin, if you want to briefly say hi, that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do business and commercial real estate. And Lauren and I were on a call late, I believe it was Saturday night, with a client that was looking to purchase a business to get his visa. And it just wasn't the right fit. What he was trying to do was not going to get him a visa. And Lauren is very responsive. So we ended up on a 3-way call with this gentleman super late into the night. And we came up with a solution for him. And we actually just found a property management company that we're going to put an offer on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Exciting. Okay, thank you, Kevin. And Zoe, you want to come up? So Zoe, I'm not going to say your last name either. So Zoe and I met in person in Toronto just over a year ago. She came to my first event after COVID in Toronto in the GTA. And I don't even know where I met Zoe, but I met Zoe through every different channel. That's all I know. And Zoe kind of complements what Denise does because she has access to mortgage and financing options that are not traditionally available. So Zoe is a great complement to what we do, and she is in Toronto. She's actually originally from Jamaica, and she and her husband are real estate investors, and they have kids, and they're just amazing people. So Zoe, if you want to say hi, Zoe will be in the finance room. We're going to have 3 breakout rooms, which again, I'll tell you about in a minute. Kevin will be floating between the rooms, but Zoe, when she gets money, will be in the finance room. So Zoe, you want to just say hi?
All right. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much again, Lauren. So Lauren said it all. I assist persons with getting financing in the States for anything you can think of. I'm a business loan broker, and I'm also a licensed mortgage agent here in Canada. So if ever you feel stuck and you need an alternate quote, I'm happy to help, and I'll be in the breakout room with Denise.
Thank you. All right, cool. So I think I covered everybody. Did I miss anybody? Good.
Zale,
Pardon?
Zale.
Oh my, well, no, you I'm introducing later, my friend, because you are coming when I talk about your business. So wait a moment, okay? That was purposeful. All right, thank you. Okay, so who am I? So for those of you that don't know me, and most of you do, I hear that I'm pretty proficient at social media. So actually there's a girl here that was just in my Toronto group where we're talking about being authentic on video. And I think her name is Sabrina, right? Sabrina? Anyway, I said, you know, I told her what I did. She goes, oh, I know all about you. I've been following you for a while. Okay, cool. That's fun. I like that. So I'm a cross-border attorney and cross-border expert. I'm a licensed realtor. I'm the chair of the International Investment Committee for EXP Commercial. I had 2 closings yesterday. One of them was the one with Kevin. So, or 2 payments yesterday, I should say. And the other one was another referral for a new property that closed here in Westlake, Florida. And all I am is a referral agent, so I don't compete with any realtors because I don't actually work directly with buyers or sellers, but I help them to make sure that everything runs smoothly. I'm an immigration concierge and quarterback. So that means that we do full service offerings. We do not just do legal, we do everything. So we help you find the business, vet the business, as my clients will tell you, as Josh will tell you, it's full service. If you want to come for just the legal, you're not going to hire me. I'll bring you to one of my referral partners, no problem. Actually, Mena is on the phone. She's actually a new referral partner of mine, an immigration attorney from Canada who's living here not with me, but living here in South Florida, down the street from me. So very exciting opportunities going on. Best-selling author, I'll share my book in a moment. Franchise broker. I've been featured across international media, global keynote speaker, activist and philanthropist. And of course, the most important thing of all is that I'm a mom to an awesome preteen, not for long, son, and 2 wonderful pups. And my son is baseball obsessed, and we are going to Cooperstown on June 2nd. For those of you who don't know what Cooperstown is, look it up. So that's starting our whirlwind summer of like literally travel all over the world, ending in Toronto for 3 weeks and being in Calgary for part of that time. So 2 testimonials to start this, both of whom are real estate investors, one of whom invested like Josh and Alana into strategic REI. Adele DiGiosia is not getting her visa. She does own properties in Florida. We helped her close on them. And her testimonial, she's very active Key Spire member, and this was obviously as they were closing. As we get ready to close on our first US properties, we can't help but think of you. The expression, it takes a village, is true in many areas of life, including real estate investing. You brought all the pieces of the complex puzzle together without missing a beat. And Adele and I are we literally talk every single day. So we became friends as well, which happens quite often because we work so closely with our clients. You're either going to love me or hate me, one of the 2. So there's really no in between. Heather also, real estate investor, successful, visa approved in, I think, 5.3 minutes or something, or 3.5 maybe, I don't know. Invested in strategic REI, owns properties in Sarasota, multifamily and single family. Lauren's team helped me build every aspect of my business model, set me up with the accountants, lawyers, my whole dream team. They assisted with all aspects of my company structure and setup, and set me up with Carolyn and Strategic REI, which in turn helped me purchase properties in the US through my Lauren's Realtor partners, which has been beneficial. And 5 minutes flat. So she did get her visa in 5 minutes flat. See? Okay, I'm gonna take a breath. And if there's stuff going on in the chat, I don't know, so I'm not following it. I'm trying not to be very focused because we got to get through a lot of stuff. So this slide is available as a download. Many of you have already downloaded it. We do have a resources page, which I would ask Miri or Shma or Victoria or Raymond to share in the chat. The resources page has a variety of downloads and other amazing materials that you can access that are free. And this is the 10 steps to successful US real estate investing, whether you're looking at a visa or not. They don't all have to be followed in this order. I will be going through each one of them in some detail during this presentation, if we have time. But again, this is available as a download. Oh, here we go. We're going through them. Initial planning is first. Consult with and retain a cross-border lawyer and CPA to guide and set up entities. It's funny because we've been looking at a lot of the AI video programs that set up that, you know, create videos with AI, and they sound very robotic. And I could see how this would not work very well, because if you don't have the right intonation, it makes no sense what I'm saying right now. Defining your territory. Choose the state into which you wish to invest, or states in many cases. Secure a virtual or other address or PO box, and our legal team will actually help you with that. Consult with realtors and lawyers in the chosen states to create the appropriate investment strategy. That's number 4. Rely on professional legal advice, not your friend's legal advice, or not your friend's recommendation or telling you what to do, or my friend did this, so I want to do that. No, it doesn't work, and it's not one size fits all. Obtain a tax ID, which you do need in order to set up a bank account. You can't set up a bank account, a business bank account, without a tax ID. That's like your social security number for your business here. You do need documentation for the entity or entities that you set up. Just having an entity filed on Sunbiz or whatever is not enough. You need the underlying operating agreement, shareholders agreement, whatever the case may be. Financing is super important. How much, what percentage, where you're getting it from, are you using other people's money, and of course, setting up with professional realtors, because they're going to be ultimately your best resource. Now, through SREI, Melinda and Carolyn and our team have access to a lot of off-market opportunities. For example, so does Kevin. He's very specialized in multifamily. So there's opportunities to work with him as well and find opportunities that are not otherwise available. But having access to the team of professionals is what ultimately breeds and drives your success. Some important considerations. It's important to set up the right structure to avoid double taxation. It's bad enough dealing with single taxation, just dealing with that right now. And I'm like, what? I moved to America to get away from taxes. Didn't really work out that well. But anyway, my accountant, who happens to be the one that I recommend to everybody, said if you lived in Canada, it would be even worse. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder people want to move. So because I was an employee when I lived in Canada, I just paid whatever, you know, they took the tax off of the base, and that's it. It's critically important to ensure that you have the right legal protection to avoid liability. Anyone is permitted to invest in US real estate, but it's not one size fits all. So you want to make sure that you do set up the right structure, and you'll be able to access credit and potentially the benefits offered by 1031 exchange, which I will discuss shortly, if you also secure a visa. So what is 1031 exchange? I bet that Kevin could explain this even better than me, but I'll give it a shot. So 1031 exchange is a way to defer capital gains on the sale of investment properties when purchasing like in-kind properties. So You usually would not go from a commercial to a residential, but if it's like in kind, you can transfer from one property to another, provided that you meet all of the criteria, like identifying within 45 days and closing within 6 months. And you have an intermediary identified at the time of sale. So for example, I wanted to do 1031, I didn't identify an intermediary, so I lost out on the opportunity, okay? So an intermediary is basically the party that processes this whole thing so that you can file the 1031 when you do file your taxes. Sorry. Oh, I can move my mouse and make it move. Look at that. Who knew? Okay, so 1031 is a great way for people to do that, and there's not a limit to how many times you can use it. And you can, you can buy and that you can use the burn method, for example, and then sell your property and buy another one, as long as you meet the criteria and you keep doing this. So there's a lot of ways. As a matter of fact, I sold my personal home to somebody that was doing a 1031, and then now he rents it out as an investment property. I missed that house. Anyway, won't go there. Another squirrel. This is the slide that put me on the map, 10 steps to immigrate through real estate, which took us into strategic REI and all of the business that we do in the real estate investment setting. This is different than the 10 steps to successful US real estate investing, but all of these steps or all of these elements need to be a part of your US real estate investing journey. And if you're doing a visa, 9 and 10 are relevant. Without a visa in the picture, you're going to do all of these things 1 through 8, because you need a structure, you need financing, you need a plan, you need to know what you're doing, who you're doing it with. If you have partners, you need tax guidance, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to bring Carolyn in for a second, if she would be so kind, since my voice is about to go, and she can talk about strategic REI. Carolyn, can you also just mention how we developed our second version of it too, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So no worries. So strategic REI actually came about through, well, Lauren and I, first of all, wanting to do something together for a very long time since we met. And then as I was staying with her at her place, she had this inspired idea of her clients wanting to invest in real estate, but not having something specifically available in terms of a turnkey solution for them to be able to get into the real estate market and have everything in place to qualify for their visa. So through that process, we did some masterminding together, came up with SREI, strategic REI, which is how we created this business in a box in the real estate space. So what happens with this is we help put everything together that you need to build your business. And the most important thing is to make sure that it aligns with what the requirements are for the visa qualifications, which is key. And this is one of the reasons why us working together has been critical, because my expertise, as we shared before, and Lauren has explained here, is in the real estate investing space and creating businesses. And so this is where I work hand in hand and really side by side with our clients right from the beginning, so that not only are we helping them set up their business properly, but we're making sure they're acquiring the right real estate. They're creating their 5-year business plan that has to be submitted for their visa application. That's going to show their continued growth in that 5-year period. It's going to show how they're going to support the U.S. economy and all the different other factors that are required for them to get qualified for the visa. So through this service, we provide everything from, like I said, the corporate structure, helping them acquire and analyze and assess the real estate and make sure that it's in alignment. We also connect them with CRM systems, property analysis systems, and other tools that we use to facilitate this process and make it more streamlined. And in addition to that, you have our continued support throughout the whole process. So what I love the most about when we put this program together is we really wanted to make it custom built to each of our clients. So this is not cookie cutter at all. It's not like buying a franchise where you're just getting a set way to do it. We really customize this to the desires of our clients in terms of the real estate focus that they are passionate about and that they want to build on. And of course, we, you know, in there, we want to make sure that it's always going to be something that will allow them to qualify for the visa, which is their ultimate goal. Now, as a byproduct, as Lauren stated, we created a second program, which is SREI 2.0, and that's really just on the real estate investing side, because we've had clients come to us that have said, I don't want to necessarily get a visa right now, but I do want to create a real estate investing company in the US. Is there any way that you can work with us? So just this year, we launched SREI 2.0, and that's really meant, like I said, for clients who want to start a real estate investing company, because there's much more to it than just getting an LLC and buying properties, which is what I did when I first started investing in the US, without knowing the proper way of structuring a corporation, the tax, the accounting structure, and everything else that you need. Now, the beautiful thing with the 2.0 version is that the way that we structure it is, if you do in the future, let's say, you know, 6 months into it, or even a year or 2 years down the road, you do want to get a visa, well, your company has been structured and set up in a way where you can very easily move into taking the steps to qualifying for the visa. So it's a, like I said, it's a beautiful alternative for people that aren't necessarily looking for a visa initially or at all, but they want to create a real estate company that's set up properly, and where they have the support and all the guidance that they need throughout that process. So this is what we've created, and this opportunity for people to be able to invest in real estate and get their visa or just build their business. But those are the options we have.
The interesting thing is that a lot of people come to us and say, I don't want a visa. And then they start investing and they realize, well, maybe I do want a visa, or there's a lot of benefits to getting a visa, which I'll share with you guys. But that's the flexibility that this offers, is to get access to that visa, you know, without having to reinvent the wheel, because you're already kind of going down that road. So thank you, Carolyn, for presenting that for us. And it's been amazing. When we first started this, we were trying to get people in, and we had so many initial consults, and then we decided that it was going to be by invitation only, because we can only take a select few number of people because of the level of involvement. And it, you know, it's very intense. Carolyn meets with you once a week, and everything is basically done, like she said, customized, not cookie cutter. The only thing that's the same consistently for most clients is the corporate structure, to make sure that you're not marginalizing your visa entity, or that you're taking mortgages with the right entity, and so on and so forth. So Carolyn will be going between both breakout rooms. Hopefully there's no outbreak. Breakout rooms for SREI for a visa and SREI 2.0. So we'll be launching those in probably about 20 minutes here. These are the main types of real estate. I don't need to tell you guys this, because most of you are fully aware, since you're already real estate investors in some way, shape, or form. The only one that will never get you a visa is the REIT, or the syndication. However, there's kind of an exception to that, which is kind of weird, because if you are the general partner and you actually build this syndication, or are the one raising the money with the right securities documents, of course, then you can potentially get a visa by being the general partner in a REIT or syndication. But these are the main types of real estate that we work with, and almost every one of them will in some way, shape, or form qualify for a visa. The beauty of working with something like a strategic REI is that the business is strategic REI, not the real estate. So the business is built around the real estate, because the government doesn't love real estate, but you're still a real estate investor. It's just that you're building your business around it, instead of having to buy a completely separate business, or buy 8 or 10 units, or a multifamily, a huge commercial space, or something like that. So as I told you, Zale, this is a little about one of the businesses that my brother actually introduced to me about 2 months ago. And Carolyn, well, I was super excited about it, and then brought it to Carolyn, who's all about sustainable projects and all over the world. And she went crazy over it because it's a brilliant model of indoor vertical farming. And those, I just put a couple of simple examples on the my right, which is probably your left, to show how this indoor vertical farming would play out. You can go anywhere from small to large, from 350,000 investment to $3 million. They recommend 10,000 square foot space to build out this indoor vertical farming. It's brilliant for places like Calgary, for example, where you've got winter, I don't know, 10 months of the year. Not the time I'm going there though. And it's very beautiful, don't get me wrong, just too cold for me. But it's a turnkey model, and we can actually make an investment in local grown salads work for an E2 or even potentially for an EB5. So Zale, if you want to say hi for a minute, then now is your chance.
This is my 60 seconds.
Your 60 seconds of fame.
Yes. Okay. So you described exactly what we're doing here. Indoor vertical farming.
Well, it means I paid attention at least.
Yep. Essentially, we grow microgreens, peas, beans, every type of herb, and you deliver them to culinary. You deliver them to chefs. You can expand and deliver them to retailers. We have a whole number of business models that go with this. It actually kind of fits with some of the earlier stuff that Lauren and Carolyn had talked about, where the physical farm can be put into a building. So you could buy an industrial building and put the farm inside it, or you can rent space and put the farm inside it. Our whole technology is turnkey. We don't expect you to be a farmer. Just like if you owned a McDonald's franchise, you're not going to learn how to cook hamburgers. You're just going to know how to make hamburgers using McDonald's process. You're going to know how to grow vegetables and cut them and harvest them, package them, and sell them to retailers. It's a huge business, great opportunities. Most food is shipped from California, Arizona, Mexico, across the country. So it's an impact type of investment. It's a food impact. It's food. It's fresh. It's a really nice business to be in.
Thank you, Zale. And Zale, you'll probably be floating between the rooms too to answer questions, but this is a really great opportunity, and I'm excited about it. I mean, I love anything to do with sustainable, I mean, I throw out, like, it's funny because in Florida, nobody recycles, and I take stuff from other people and I take it home to recycle it. I don't know what they do after. I think I'm recycling it, and I don't care as long as I'm doing my part. That's what I feel is important, because it's just, we have to look after the environment for our kids, and this helps with that. So thank you for joining us and always being supportive. So currency exchange, a big concern for a lot of Canadians. I don't know what the dollar is now. We pulled this on March 22nd, and I forgot to ask Victoria to pull a new one. I know when I was up there last week, I was doing pretty well. When I was buying stuff, I got a bill and it was a lot less than I paid. So it was probably around 140 or 135. So people are like, oh, I don't want to buy in the US because I have to spend all this money. Let me tell you, when I bought my house here, I paid $1.60. And people are like, oh, come on, Lauren. I swear it's the truth. I wouldn't have believed it myself if I hadn't done it. But at the end of the day, it's that one hit and then it's done. Like Mike said, when you make money in US dollars, especially when you take it back to Canada, it's very sweet. So you only get the hit once and then you're done. And then you have your income in US dollars. So it's, that makes a big difference. And when you go to sell, you're selling in US dollars. So don't wait till the interest or the exchange rate is better. Talk to Naomi so you can get your best possible rates. She can probably post the current rate up there faster than me. But don't be afraid of rate exchanges, because it will come back to work in your favor. Average prices and cap rates, on average, the home in Canada is about 40% more than the US. Here it's about 400, where the average Canadian price is about 850, unless you're in the GTA where it's about 8 million. Okay, it's a little drastic, but it's very high. I look at some of the homes there that are like over $1 million, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like in Florida, you could get that for 200,000 or something. Cap rates in Canada start from around 3 to 4, and here they're between 7 to 9 pretty much is the average here. So you're going to be seeing realizing return on your investment much more quickly here in the US. I'm going to very quickly go through, because a lot of people asked us about where's the best market, where's the best rates, where's the best returns. It's not a general answer. We have some markets that we tend to focus on because our clients like to go there. Obviously, a lot of our clients invest in Florida. Our three most popular states are Florida, Arizona, and Texas, but then we have like Mike and Leanne are invested in Ohio and Michigan. We have lots of clients investing in North Carolina, in Georgia, in Alabama, in Indiana, in Illinois, you name it. So it really depends on you and what you're looking for, because if you're looking at commercial, people are like, oh, everybody wants multifamily now, right? But there's not a huge amount of multifamily available. However, if you speak to the right people, you're going to find the multifamily opportunities. It's all about having the team on the ground to find what you need and not giving up because you don't find it that first time. I've been looking for a house for a while, and I'm not going to give up till I find that house. Now, what will I do in the meantime? I don't know. I might end up living on the beach, but we'll see. So for now, I'm okay. Central Florida is a great, destination, tourist destination. Tons of people invest there. It's very popular. We have some really good partners up there. We have Mike and Leanne who do short-term rentals there. I see Home Theme Orlando that does amazing theming. So if you want to speak to us about theming, Mike and Leanne themed out their home with Home Theme Orlando, if I'm not mistaken, because I think that's who is on the call. And there are many companies up there that do amazing theming. And you can also work with people like with Josh or with others that are, home renovators or in the construction industry or moving into that direction that will help you to build out your property and make it rentable for even higher rates than you ever anticipated. So here are a couple of examples of properties available in the Orlando area. 400,000 for a 3-bed, 2-bath. I think it's not 814. I think it's 1,814 square feet, $400,000. And you could probably see a nice return on that per night. And then there's 500,000, a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 2,200 square foot home with a pool. So you can buy a lot get a lot of bang for your buck. Southwest Florida, I don't think my partner Sandra is here. Sandra is incredible. She's made a huge difference for a lot of our clients looking in the Naples, Fort Myers, all across the west coast of Florida, where, by the way, I ended up last week when I was flying back to Fort Lauderdale because they closed the Fort Lauderdale airport as we were landing. So I ended up in Fort Myers and probably should have stayed over. As I was landing there, I was thinking, if I stay over, I can go see Alana and Josh and the kids. But my son was like, I want to go home, mommy. So we came home. Booming real estate market, favorable tax environment, tourist destination. It's beautiful. The beaches are gorgeous. Climate and lifestyle. Well, I don't really need to say more about that because I think everybody knows about the South Florida, whether it's Southwest Florida or Southeast Florida climate and lifestyle. A couple of examples of opportunities there. Under $750,000, you'll have looks like a fourplex here in Southwest Florida and Cape Coral, which is the Miami of Southwest Florida. It's very, very, it's beautiful. There's like all kinds of Finger Lakes and all kinds of stuff like that. And here you've got a duplex for under $400,000 also in Cape Coral, Florida. So lots of opportunities there, and just have to speak to the right people. Southeast Florida. Well, I happen to live in Southeast Florida. I don't know why, Victoria, we have to change the pictures because we're using Southeast Florida pictures from Southwest Florida. This is the right picture for Southeast Florida, which is where Mary and I both live. And it is pretty much always sunny except last week or hurricane season, but we won't go there. Booming real estate market. Truly, it's never been like it's been in the past 3 years. Because it's just not going down, because the demand is continuing. People are moving here every single day. They're realizing they don't have to be in the Northeast and they don't have to deal with the cold. So they're coming to Florida, and it's a booming real estate market, strong population growth. It's a tourist destination and always will be. Great climate and lifestyle, favorable real estate prices that are dropping, and the opportunities are there now. Okay, the subject to opportunities are going to be abounding. And there's going to be, unfortunately, a lot of foreclosures coming up in the very near future. Mortgage rates are still high and people can't pay. So what could you buy in Southeast Florida? I actually pulled these myself. Yes, I did. So 400,000 a property, it's a 3-2 in Delray Beach for under 400, and 600,000 for a duplex in Hollywood, which shows a nice return because Hollywood is a very popular destination. Arizona is another location that we love. Again, a very favorable tax environment, strong population growth, and notice that there's a theme. They're all warm and sunny places. Couple of options there, 315,000, you have a single family, cute little house, or 435, you have one that looks like it belongs right in out of a movie in the desert, super cool, 2.5 bath. Texas, we have partners all over Texas. My favorite partner is Jennifer Goodman. I don't know, Jen, if you're here, but Jennifer is a Toronto girl living in and selling property in Austin, Texas, a very popular destination. I haven't been there, so that's another place on my list to go soon. And here's just a couple of opportunities in and around the Austin area. 600,000 will buy you that beautiful house, or 407,000 for a nice turnkey property that you can Airbnb very quickly. Okay, let's see, why isn't it quite done? So understanding why you want or need a visa. You obtain a social security number so you can work and live in the US. You build credit and access financing. You have the freedom to go back and forth quickly. You can send your kids to school, and you have work options for your spouse. You have the ability to build your business and invest freely, the freedom to establish strategic relationships. You can avoid paying high taxes. Well, not always, but yes, you can. Certainly, relative to Canadian, it's much better. You can potentially build a business to lead to a green card, access 1031 benefits, and gain legal status. So which visa is right for you? I call this alphabet soup because it's all about all the different, there's literally a letter of every letter of the alphabet covers the visa, except maybe XYZ or XYZ, depending on where you are. Our focus tends to be right in the middle, the E2 and E1. We do a lot of EB5s as well, and EB1C, which is a multinational executive or manager. An E2 is a treaty investor visa. It's based on a substantial investment in a non-marginal business. What that basically means is outside of real estate, around 100,000, in real estate, around double or triple that. And you have to hire people. You can't just be doing it to support your family. You have to actually have an economic impact. E1 is a treaty trader visa. It's completely different. A treaty trader visa is based on trade. So you have to prove substantial trade between the US and your home country. It could be trade in goods, trade in services. You could be an IT expert selling IT services across the border. So that's an E1, and trade show hosts or people that are delivering services, coaching services that do a lot of cross-border could potentially qualify. And when I say substantial in an E1 setting, it's generally, again, around 100,000. So how can you do it? Well, here are our breakout rooms. So I did this little slide to show you guys kind of where to go, and hopefully it's going to help you. So if you want to look at a visa, you're going to go to room 1. Hopefully this is how Victoria set them up. Otherwise, you know, you guys don't need to be a rocket scientist. You'll be able to figure out which room you're going into. Room 2 is SREI and real estate investing, not necessarily with a visa. And room 3 is all the ancillary services where Zoe will be, and Denise and Naomi and Kevin. Well, Kevin will float. So Victoria, if you could go ahead and start the breakout rooms, that would be awesome. And then we'll come back and I'm going to go through the actual steps for each of these options.